Hello and welcome to Lotus Light Teachings. Today, we invite you on a journey of self-discovery and transformation. Have you ever wondered how small changes in your morning routine can unlock a life of greater clarity, purpose, and success? In this video, we'll explore powerful Buddhist-inspired morning habits that can help you cultivate mindfulness, boost productivity, and bring a sense of peace and fulfillment to your daily life. Stay with us as we take this meaningful step together, one mindful morning at a time. Imagine this: you wake up in the morning, the alarm buzzing loudly beside you. Your mind instantly jumps to the long to-do list waiting for you. Emails to check, deadlines to meet, and errands to run. Before you even step out of bed, you already feel overwhelmed. Sound familiar? Now picture a different morning. You wake up feeling calm, centered, and ready to embrace the day. Instead of rushing, you take a few moments to breathe, express gratitude, and set a clear intention for the day ahead. This small shift doesn't just change your morning, it changes the entire trajectory of your life. You see, the way we start our mornings sets the tone for everything that follows. Ancient Buddhist teachings remind us that our habits, especially those in the morning, are the foundation for a life of mindfulness, clarity, and success. But in today's fast-paced world, it's easy to feel lost in the chaos. So, how can we reclaim our mornings and ultimately our lives? In this video, we'll walk through practical, life-changing habits inspired by Buddhist wisdom that can help you cultivate a sense of peace, focus, and purpose every morning. Whether it's practicing gratitude, meditation, or mindful movement, these small yet powerful rituals can create a ripple effect of positivity throughout your day. And don't worry, you don't need hours of free time or a complete lifestyle overhaul. Even the smallest steps can bring remarkable transformation. So, if you're ready to step into each morning with a renewed sense of purpose and clarity, let's begin this journey together. Morning routines aren't just about productivity. They are about intention. They are an opportunity to align your mind and heart with what truly matters. And Buddhist philosophy offers us timeless wisdom that helps us embrace the present moment, overcome mental distractions, and build resilience. Let's explore the first powerful habit: mindfulness, the practice of being fully present. By incorporating just a few minutes of mindful breathing or silent reflection into your mornings, you can quiet the noise and find clarity. And what about gratitude? Did you know that starting your day with gratitude can rewire your brain for positivity? It's a simple practice that can shift your entire perspective on life. But beyond the mind, our bodies play an essential role in how we feel each day. Mindful movement, whether through gentle yoga, walking, or stretching, helps us connect deeply with ourselves and prepare for the day ahead with renewed energy. 1. Introduction: unlocking the power of morning habits. Do you ever wake up feeling like life is rushing ahead of you, leaving you scrambling to catch up? The moment your alarm rings, a flood of thoughts takes over. Deadlines, responsibilities, unfinished tasks, all pulling you in different directions before you've even set foot out of bed. It's a cycle that many of us are familiar with, one that often leaves us feeling exhausted and unfulfilled. But what if the secret to a more balanced, meaningful, and successful life lies in the way we begin our mornings? In Buddhist philosophy, the way we start our day holds immense significance. Each morning offers a fresh opportunity, a chance to cultivate mindfulness, intention, and clarity. The Buddha taught that each morning we are born again. What we do today is what matters most. This simple yet profound truth reminds us that our mornings are not just about routine. They are a sacred gateway to shaping our lives with purpose and awareness. Imagine waking up not with a sense of dread, but with a gentle awareness of the present moment. Instead of rushing through your morning on autopilot, you take a deep breath, feeling the air fill your lungs, and pause to appreciate the gift of another day. This conscious beginning, rooted in mindfulness, sets the tone for everything that follows. When we approach our mornings with intention, we cultivate the foundation for inner peace and success. There's a well-known story in Buddhist tradition of a monk who, upon waking, would sit quietly for a few minutes and contemplate the preciousness of human life. He would reflect on how each day is an opportunity to practice compassion, to deepen his wisdom, and to be of service to others. This daily practice gave him clarity, guiding his actions with a sense of purpose and gratitude. In our modern lives, we too can adopt this approach, by designing a mindful morning routine that aligns with our values and aspirations. But how exactly can we do this? It's not about adding more things to our to-do list, but about simplifying and returning to what truly matters. A mindful morning can be as simple as starting the day with a few minutes of meditation, setting an intention, or practicing gratitude. The key is consistency. Small, intentional actions repeated daily create lasting change. I once knew someone, a friend who was deeply struggling with burnout and the constant feeling of being overwhelmed. No matter how hard she tried, she felt like she was always behind in life. It wasn't until she started embracing a mindful morning routine that she saw a shift. Instead of immediately checking her phone upon waking, she spent a few moments in silence, focusing on her breath. She started writing down 3 things she was grateful for each morning and took a short walk in nature before diving into work. Over time, this simple practice helped her feel more grounded, present, and aligned with her true self. In Buddhism, the principle of right effort from the Noble Eightfold Path teaches us that transformation doesn't come from force, but from gentle, consistent practice. When we apply this to our mornings, we see that true success isn't about rushing to achieve more. It's about cultivating the right mindset and energy to move through the day with wisdom and balance. If we pause for a moment and reflect on our own mornings, what patterns do we notice? Are they filled with chaos, distractions, and stress? Or are they intentional and nourishing? The Buddha often spoke about the importance of mindfulness in our daily actions, reminding us that how we do one thing is how we do everything. Our mornings, then, are not just a time to prepare physically, but an opportunity to set the inner tone for how we engage with the world. In today's fast-paced society, it's easy to overlook the power of slowing down and being present. But Buddhist teachings offer us a timeless lesson. When we begin our day with clarity and intention, we become more resilient to life's inevitable challenges. Whether it's sipping tea mindfully, setting a compassionate intention for the day, or simply taking a few deep breaths before stepping into the world, these small acts of mindfulness ripple out into every aspect of our lives. We all have the same 24 hours each day, yet how we choose to use our mornings can make all the difference. When we align ourselves with wisdom and awareness from the start of the day, we cultivate an inner stability that carries us through even the busiest schedules. This doesn't mean we won't face challenges or difficulties, but it does mean we will meet them with greater presence, strength, and grace. Perhaps the greatest lesson we can learn from Buddhist teachings is that happiness and success are not found in grand achievements, but in the simple, mindful choices we make each day. Our morning habits are a powerful reflection of how we choose to engage with life. With awareness or with distraction, with intention or with reactivity. So, as you move forward, consider this. How do you want to greet each morning? With stress and haste, or with a sense of presence and possibility? The choice is always ours to make, and in each moment we have the opportunity to begin anew. 2. The art of being present, a core Buddhist principle. Each day, life presents us with countless opportunities to be present. Yet, how often do we truly experience them? So much of our time is spent dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, caught in an endless cycle of thoughts that pull us away from the beauty of the present moment. But what if the key to living a more fulfilling and peaceful life lies in simply being here, now? Mindfulness, or sati in Pali, is a cornerstone of Buddhist practice and an essential ingredient for a meaningful life. It is the practice of fully engaging with whatever is happening in the present moment. Whether it's sipping a cup of tea, listening to a loved one, or simply breathing. The Buddha taught that suffering arises from our attachment to thoughts and emotions, and mindfulness offers us a way to free ourselves from this attachment by observing life as it unfolds. Science now confirms what Buddhist practitioners have known for centuries. Mindfulness reduces stress, enhances focus, and improves overall well-being. Studies have shown that practicing mindfulness rewires the brain, helping us respond to life's challenges with greater calm and clarity. But beyond the science, mindfulness is a way of living, a gentle invitation to meet each moment with kindness and awareness. There is a beautiful story of a Zen master who was asked, "What is the secret to your peace?" He replied, "When I eat, I eat. When I walk, I walk. When I work, I work." This simplicity is at the heart of mindfulness, being fully present with each action, without distraction or resistance. Bringing mindfulness into our morning routine can be as simple as taking a few conscious breaths before getting out of bed, feeling the sensation of our feet touching the floor, or fully experiencing the warmth of the morning sun. These seemingly small moments hold immense power when approached with full attention. A friend once shared how mindfulness transformed her approach to mornings. Previously, she would rush through her routine, feeling stressed and disconnected. But by incorporating mindfulness, by simply slowing down and being present with each step, she found a sense of peace she never knew was possible. The same tasks were done, but with greater ease and joy. Applying mindfulness to our mornings also helps us make better decisions throughout the day. When we are grounded in the present, we respond rather than react. We listen deeply rather than assume. We find clarity instead of confusion. Of course, the path of mindfulness isn't always easy. Our minds wander, distractions arise, and old habits resurface. But as the Buddha taught, the key is to gently return to the present moment, again and again with compassion and patience. As we cultivate the art of being present in our mornings, we begin to notice subtle yet profound changes, greater clarity, deeper gratitude, and an increased sense of balance. And perhaps most importantly, we realize that true peace is not something to be found outside of us, but something we cultivate within, moment by moment. So, let us take a deep breath and embrace the present moment, knowing that it is in this very breath, in this very moment, that life unfolds in its fullest beauty. 3. Morning gratitude, a mindset shift for lasting happiness. Have you ever noticed how a single moment of appreciation can transform your entire day? Perhaps it's the warmth of the morning sun gently kissing your skin, or the aroma of freshly brewed tea filling your senses. In these fleeting moments, gratitude has the power to shift our perspective, anchoring us in the present and opening our hearts to life's simple yet profound gifts. Gratitude, in its essence, is not merely about saying thank you, but about recognizing the interconnectedness of all things. From a Buddhist perspective, this practice is deeply rooted in the understanding of impermanence and interdependence. When we pause to appreciate what we have, we acknowledge that nothing is permanent, that everything is subject to change, and this awareness encourages us to cherish the present moment. The Buddha often emphasized that true happiness does not arise from material wealth or fleeting pleasures, but from a deep appreciation of the life we are given, just as it is. In the modern world, where distractions and comparisons often cloud our minds, it's easy to forget the beauty in what we already possess. We chase after success, validation, and material gains, only to find ourselves feeling empty and unfulfilled. But what if, instead of constantly seeking more, we shifted our focus inward and cultivated a heart of gratitude? What if, each morning, we took a moment to reflect on the simple blessings in our lives, our health, our loved ones, or even the opportunity to experience another day? Scientific studies have shown that practicing gratitude consistently can rewire our brains for positivity. Neuroscience reveals that when we consciously focus on gratitude, our brain releases dopamine and serotonin, chemicals associated with feelings of happiness and well-being. This aligns beautifully with the Buddhist teaching of cultivating wholesome mental states. Just as an untrained mind tends to focus on what is lacking, a mind nurtured with gratitude begins to see abundance in even the smallest things. There's a well-known story in Buddhist tradition about a poor farmer who, despite his hardships, always expressed gratitude for the little he had: a roof over his head, food to eat, and a family to love. One day, a wealthy merchant, burdened by his endless desires and anxieties, asked the farmer how he remained so content. The farmer simply replied, "I have learned to find joy in what is, rather than sorrow in what is not." This story reminds us that happiness is not found in acquiring more, but in appreciating what already exists. Applying gratitude in daily life doesn't require grand gestures. A simple morning practice can set the tone for an entire day filled with positivity. Imagine waking up and, before reaching for your phone or diving into the day's tasks, taking 5 minutes to reflect on 3 things you are grateful for. Perhaps it's the love of your family, the opportunity to pursue your passions, or the simple fact that you are alive and breathing. This practice, though small, has the potential to create ripples of joy throughout your day. However, gratitude is not always easy. There will be days when life feels heavy, when disappointments cloud our hearts and gratitude seems out of reach. It is in these moments that the Buddha's teachings on suffering, the first noble truth, become especially relevant. Life is marked by moments of difficulty, but even within hardship, there are lessons and hidden blessings. The loss of a loved one, for example, while painful, can remind us of the impermanence of life and the importance of cherishing the time we have. Gratitude, then, becomes not just an act of appreciation, but a form of deep acceptance and resilience in the face of change. Through my own experience, I have found that gratitude becomes most powerful when it is shared. When we express our appreciation to others, whether through a kind word, a heartfelt note, or simply a smile, we create a ripple effect of kindness and connection. In Buddhism, this aligns with the practice of metta, or loving kindness, which teaches us that our inner gratitude can extend outward, touching the lives of those around us. Each morning presents us with a choice: to focus on what we lack or to embrace what we have. And in choosing gratitude, we cultivate not only a happier mindset, but a more compassionate heart. So, tomorrow morning, as the sun rises, take a deep breath, place your hand over your heart, and simply say, "Thank you." In that moment, you might just discover that everything you need is already within you. For meditation, cultivating clarity amidst chaos. Life today often feels like an endless stream of distractions. Our minds jump from one thought to the next. Worries about the future, regrets about the past, and a constant flood of information pulling us in every direction. In the midst of this chaos, finding a sense of clarity and calm can seem almost impossible. But what if I told you that the stillness you seek is already within you, waiting to be uncovered? Meditation, at its core, is not about escaping the world, but about fully embracing it with clarity and presence. In Buddhist tradition, meditation is a path to understanding the true nature of the mind. The Buddha himself discovered enlightenment through deep contemplation and insight, realizing that all suffering arises from attachment and ignorance. Through meditation, we learn to observe our thoughts without becoming entangled in them, creating a space where true wisdom can emerge. One of the most common misconceptions about meditation is that it requires an empty mind. In reality, the mind is like a vast ocean. Waves of thoughts will always arise, but beneath the surface lies a profound stillness. Meditation is about learning to sit with those waves, to watch them come and go without resistance. With time, this practice cultivates a sense of inner peace that extends beyond the meditation cushion and into daily life. For many, the greatest challenge in meditation is consistency. We sit down, hoping for immediate results, only to find our minds racing more than ever. This is where the Buddhist teaching of patience and perseverance, known as virya, becomes essential. Like planting a seed, the benefits of meditation take time to blossom. Even a few minutes each morning can create a powerful foundation for the rest of the day. A simple practice to begin with is mindful breathing. Find a quiet space, sit comfortably, and bring your attention to the natural rhythm of your breath. As thoughts arise, acknowledge them with kindness and gently return to your breath. This practice, though simple, teaches us to anchor ourselves in the present moment, reducing stress and enhancing our ability to respond to life with greater clarity. In my own journey, meditation has been a refuge during times of uncertainty. There were moments when life felt overwhelming, when changes and losses seemed insurmountable. Yet, through meditation, I learned to sit with my emotions, to observe them without judgment, and to find a quiet strength within. This experience echoes the teachings of the Buddha. True peace is not found outside, but within our own hearts. Meditation also fosters a deeper sense of compassion, both for ourselves and for others. As we become more aware of our own struggles and habitual patterns, we develop a greater understanding of the shared human experience. The Buddhist practice of loving-kindness meditation, or metta, encourages us to extend thoughts of well-being not only to ourselves but to all beings, recognizing our interconnectedness. Perhaps the most beautiful aspect of meditation is its accessibility. You don't need a special place or hours of free time. A 10-minute morning practice can make all the difference, grounding you before the rush of the day begins. Whether it's sitting in silence, following a guided meditation, or simply taking a few mindful breaths, every small effort brings you closer to clarity. As you move through life's challenges, remember this: the mind, like a lake, becomes clear only when it is still. Give yourself the gift of stillness each morning, and you'll discover that amidst the noise of the world, a profound sense of peace is always within reach. 5. The breath as a gateway to inner peace and the power of words. Mantra recitation for transformation. There are moments in life when everything feels overwhelming. When the mind races with worries, the heart beats rapidly with anxiety, and the weight of our responsibilities feels almost unbearable. In these moments, it is easy to feel lost, disconnected from ourselves, and trapped in a cycle of tension and unrest. Yet, within each of us, there exists a simple yet profound tool to navigate these challenges: the breath. The Buddha often taught that the breath is a bridge between the body and the mind, an ever-present reminder of life itself. It is through the breath that we can cultivate awareness, calm our racing thoughts, and find a sense of stillness amidst the chaos of daily life. In the Anapanasati Sutta, the Buddha guides practitioners to observe their breath with gentle awareness, using it as a vehicle to develop mindfulness, concentration, and insight. Breath is more than just a biological function. It reflects the state of our inner world. When we are anxious, our breath becomes shallow and rapid. When we are at peace, it flows smoothly and naturally. This intimate connection between breath and emotion offers a powerful insight. By learning to control our breath, we can influence our emotional states. Imagine a student preparing for an important exam, their hands trembling, their mind clouded with doubt. With a few deep, conscious breaths, they can anchor themselves in the present moment, calming the storm within and regaining clarity. Breathwork, as both an ancient and modern practice, provides tangible techniques to manage stress, improve focus, and cultivate a profound sense of relaxation. In the face of anxiety, slow diaphragmatic breathing helps to signal to the nervous system that it is safe, counteracting the fight-or-flight response. For those seeking better concentration, alternate nostril breathing, a technique used in Buddhist and yogic traditions, balances the hemispheres of the brain and enhances mental clarity. And when relaxation is needed, the simple act of counting the breath, inhaling deeply for a count of 4 and exhaling for 6, allows the body to release accumulated tension and rest deeply in the present. There is great wisdom in turning to the breath in moments of difficulty. It reminds us of the Buddhist teaching of impermanence, the understanding that all experiences, no matter how distressing, will pass. Each breath is a cycle of renewal, a gentle reminder that we are constantly beginning again, letting go of what has passed and welcoming the present with fresh awareness. Beyond the breath, another powerful tool in the Buddhist tradition for cultivating inner peace and transformation is the recitation of mantras. Words have immense power. They shape our reality, influence our thoughts, and create the lens through which we experience life. The Buddha emphasized right speech, recognizing that the words we use both aloud and within our minds have the potential to either liberate us or bind us further to suffering. Mantra recitation is an ancient practice that harnesses the vibrational energy of words to bring about positive change in our minds and hearts. When we repeat a mantra with intention and sincerity, we align our thoughts with higher wisdom, gradually dissolving self-doubt and fear. A simple phrase such as "I am at peace" or the sacred Buddhist mantra Om Mani Padme Hum, which embodies the essence of compassion, can act as an anchor, grounding us in the present and replacing negative thought patterns with empowerment and serenity. Consider a person who struggles with feelings of self-worth. Each morning, they stand before a mirror, silently reciting an affirmation: "I am enough, just as I am." At first, the words may feel foreign, perhaps even forced. But over time, as the affirmation is repeated with sincerity, the mind begins to shift, and a newfound sense of confidence takes root. This is the transformative power of words. They have the ability to rewrite the narratives we hold about ourselves. The science behind affirmations and mantra recitation aligns with Buddhist teachings. Studies in neuroscience have shown that repeated affirmations can strengthen neural pathways, gradually replacing negative self-talk with positive beliefs. This practice fosters a mindset of resilience and self-compassion, essential qualities for navigating the inevitable ups and downs of life. For those who feel burdened by the challenges of daily life, incorporating a simple mantra practice can serve as a source of strength. Whether it is chanting aloud during meditation or silently repeating affirmations throughout the day, these words become a gentle reminder of our inherent potential and capacity for transformation. In the same way that the breath brings us back to the present, mantras bring us back to our core values, guiding us toward a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. There is a beautiful synergy between breath and mantra recitation. When combined, these practices create a profound sense of alignment within breath grounding us in the present, and words uplifting us with inspiration and intention. A person going through a difficult transition in life, for example, might find comfort in combining slow, rhythmic breathing with the repetition of a phrase such as, "This too shall pass." In doing so, they cultivate a sense of acceptance and trust in the unfolding of life. But true transformation requires patience and consistency. Much like tending to a garden, where each seed needs time to sprout and grow, our inner work takes time. Each conscious breath and each repeated mantra is like watering that seed, nurturing the qualities of peace, strength, and resilience within us. In reflecting on the Buddhist path, one can see that both breath and words are integral to developing the qualities of the Noble Eightfold Path. Right mindfulness, right effort, and right speech. Breath trains us to be mindful, to observe without attachment. Mantra recitation encourages right speech, cultivating thoughts that uplift rather than hinder our growth. In daily life, these practices serve as touchstones. A mother caring for her children amidst the noise and busyness of the day might pause for a few deep breaths to center herself. A professional facing workplace challenges might silently recite an affirmation to regain confidence before a crucial meeting. In these moments, the wisdom of the Buddha's teachings becomes not just philosophy but a lived experience, practical tools to navigate modern challenges with grace and wisdom. Through breath and words, we learn to cultivate inner peace, not by escaping life's challenges, but by meeting them with presence and compassion. We come to understand that true peace does not reside in external circumstances but in how we choose to respond. With each breath, we create space. With each mantra, we reinforce a deeper truth within us. In the end, both practices invite us to embrace the essence of mindfulness, to live fully, to speak kindly, and to breathe deeply, no matter what arises. And as we continue this journey, may we find solace in the simple yet profound truth that with each mindful breath and each loving word, we are moving closer to a life of peace, clarity, and fulfillment. 7. Moving with awareness, aligning mind and body, and journaling as a tool for self-discovery. There are times in life when we feel as though we are merely going through the motions, when each day blurs into the next, and our bodies carry us from one obligation to another without much thought or presence. In such moments, it can feel as though we are disconnected from ourselves, from our true essence. The Buddha often spoke of the importance of mindfulness in every action, reminding us that true peace is found not in the future or the past, but in the simple act of being present, fully engaged with whatever we are doing. Bringing awareness to our movements, whether through walking, stretching, or even the simple act of breathing, offers us an opportunity to reconnect with ourselves. In the teachings of the Noble Eightfold Path, right mindfulness is a crucial element, guiding us to cultivate awareness in our physical actions, our thoughts, and our emotions. This practice helps us bridge the gap between mind and body, creating a state of harmony where our actions become intentional and deeply nourishing. Consider the practice of mindful walking, a simple yet profound way to cultivate presence. When we walk with awareness, each step becomes a meditation, an opportunity to notice the sensation of our feet touching the ground, the rhythm of our breath, and the gentle sway of our body. In doing so, we begin to notice the small miracles we often take for granted: the breeze against our skin, the sounds of life around us, the warmth of the sun. In such moments, we experience the Buddhist teaching of impermanence firsthand, recognizing that each step is unique, never to be repeated again. A corporate leader, overwhelmed by the pressures of a high-stakes job, once turned to yoga and mindfulness as a means to find balance. Initially skeptical, he began with just a few minutes each morning, practicing gentle stretches and focusing on his breath. Over time, he noticed a shift not only in his physical well-being but in his ability to navigate stress with greater clarity and composure. The practice of moving with awareness allowed him to approach challenges with a calm, grounded presence, reminding him that the key to success lies not in relentless striving, but in mindful engagement with each moment. Incorporating mindful movement into daily life does not require grand gestures or hours of practice. It begins with small, intentional changes. Taking a few deep breaths before standing up from a chair, noticing the way our body feels as we transition from one task to another, or simply pausing to stretch and release tension. These small moments, when approached with awareness, become sacred opportunities to cultivate inner peace. But movement is not just about the body. It is also about the movement of our thoughts, emotions, and inner landscapes. This is where the practice of journaling becomes a powerful tool for self-discovery and emotional resilience. Writing allows us to give form to the intangible, to bring clarity to the swirling thoughts that often cloud our minds. In the same way that mindful movement grounds us in the present, journaling offers a space to reflect, to release, and to gain insight into our deepest selves. The Buddha taught the importance of right effort, the conscious cultivation of thoughts and actions that lead to growth and understanding. Journaling is one such effort, a gentle yet powerful way to explore our inner world with curiosity and compassion. Through the written word, we create a mirror in which we can see ourselves more clearly, uncovering patterns, fears, and desires that often remain hidden beneath the surface. An entrepreneur, struggling with the uncertainty of his career path, once turned to journaling as a means to clarify his goals. Each morning, he would write down his thoughts, fears, and aspirations, gradually uncovering what truly mattered to him. Over time, he realized that his true passion lay not in external success, but in creating meaningful connections with others. This newfound clarity allowed him to align his actions with his values, leading to a deeper sense of fulfillment and purpose. Journaling, like mindful movement, is a practice that thrives on consistency. It is not about perfection but about showing up for oneself, even on days when the words feel clumsy or the thoughts seem scattered. Each entry is a step on the path of self-discovery, a way to cultivate greater self-awareness and emotional resilience. There are many ways to approach journaling. Some may prefer free-flow writing, allowing thoughts to spill onto the page without judgment, while others may find value in structured prompts that guide their reflection. A simple yet powerful practice is to write down 3 things each day: something to be grateful for, a challenge faced, and an intention for the day ahead. This practice, rooted in the Buddhist principle of right mindfulness, helps to cultivate a balanced perspective, acknowledging both the joys and struggles of life with equanimity. In times of loss or transition, journaling can provide a sanctuary, a space to process emotions and find meaning amidst uncertainty. The Buddhist teachings remind us that suffering is an inevitable part of life, but through mindful reflection, we can learn to meet it with compassion and understanding. Writing down our thoughts during difficult times allows us to externalize our pain, to give it form and shape, and in doing so, we begin the process of healing. Both mindful movement and journaling offer us ways to reconnect with ourselves, to slow down, and to cultivate a deeper sense of presence. They teach us that true peace is not found in the pursuit of more, but in the gentle embrace of what is. Whether through the grace of movement or the honesty of written words, we are invited to explore the depths of our being and to find solace in the present moment. It is important to remember that transformation does not happen overnight. The path to self-awareness and inner peace is a gradual one, built on small, consistent efforts. By incorporating mindful movement and journaling into our daily lives, we create space for reflection, for growth, and for a deeper connection to ourselves and the world around us. Through these practices, we come to understand a fundamental truth. We are not separate from our experiences, but intimately intertwined with them. The body and mind are not opposing forces but partners on this journey of life. And as we learn to move with awareness and to write with honesty, we cultivate the wisdom and compassion needed to navigate life's ever-changing landscape with grace and resilience. 9. Visualizing success, aligning intentions with reality and simplifying your mornings for greater clarity. There is a quiet yet profound power in the way our minds shape our realities. The Buddha taught that with our thoughts, we make the world. Every action, every decision, every transformation begins first within the mind, within the fertile soil of our imagination and intentions. Visualization, a practice that has been embraced by spiritual traditions and modern psychology alike, offers a way to align our deepest aspirations with the reality we wish to create. To visualize success is to see, in the mind's eye, the life we seek to cultivate. It is not simply daydreaming or wishful thinking, but a deliberate practice of intention setting, clarity, and commitment. The process of visualization allows us to embody the qualities we desire, fostering confidence and motivation. Just as a gardener envisions a lush garden before planting a single seed, we, too, must see our success clearly before it can manifest. Science has begun to uncover what Buddhist practitioners have known for centuries: the mind cannot always distinguish between reality and vivid imagination. When we visualize ourselves achieving our goals, neurons in our brains fire as if we are actually experiencing that success. This process, known as mental rehearsal, strengthens neural pathways, reinforcing positive habits and behaviors. Athletes, entrepreneurs, and artists have long used visualization to enhance their performance, proving that a clear mental picture of success can serve as a roadmap to achieving it. But visualization is not only about external achievements. It is also about internal transformation. A person seeking greater compassion, for example, might visualize themselves responding to difficult situations with patience and kindness. A professional aiming for a new career opportunity might picture themselves stepping confidently into a room, speaking with clarity and assurance. In both cases, visualization becomes a bridge between intention and action, guiding us toward a life aligned with our deepest values. Buddhist philosophy teaches us that intention, chanda, is a powerful force in shaping our reality. It is not enough to simply wish for something. We must cultivate the right causes and conditions for it to arise. Visualization helps to clarify our intentions, allowing us to see the steps needed to move forward with purpose. It also aligns with the principle of right effort, one of the elements of the Noble Eightfold Path, which encourages us to direct our energy toward wholesome and skillful pursuits. Incorporating visualization into daily life does not require elaborate rituals. It can be as simple as taking a few moments each morning to close our eyes, breathe deeply, and picture the day ahead with clarity and intention. What qualities do we wish to embody? What challenges might arise? And how will we respond to them with wisdom and patience? These small yet consistent acts of mental preparation can help us navigate our days with greater awareness and purpose. But as we set out to cultivate success through visualization, it is also important to recognize the importance of simplicity. In our modern world, clutter, both physical and mental, can cloud our vision and drain our energy. The Buddha's teachings on simplicity and renunciation remind us that true clarity and contentment arise not from accumulation, but from letting go of what no longer serves us. Simplifying our mornings, for example, creates the mental and emotional space necessary for deeper focus and well-being. When we begin our day with chaos, rushing, distractions, and an overload of decisions, we carry that sense of overwhelm with us throughout the day. On the other hand, a minimalist approach to mornings, rooted in mindfulness and intention, can set the tone for a day of clarity and purpose. Consider the story of a CEO who once felt consumed by the demands of her career. Her mornings were a whirlwind of emails, rushed breakfasts, and last-minute decisions, leaving her feeling drained before the day had even begun. Inspired by Buddhist principles of simplicity, she gradually transformed her routine, decluttering her space, prioritizing moments of stillness, and focusing on what truly mattered. Over time, she found that this shift not only improved her productivity, but also deepened her sense of inner peace. Minimalism, in essence, is not about deprivation but about creating room for what is meaningful. It invites us to examine our attachments to material possessions, to habits, to expectations and to discern what brings genuine fulfillment. In the same way that visualization helps us clarify our goals, simplifying our surroundings and routines allows us to focus our energy where it matters most. Decluttering, whether it is our physical environment or our mental space, is an act of self-care. When our space is orderly, our minds feel lighter, and decision-making becomes more effortless. Simple changes, such as preparing essentials the night before, creating a designated morning routine space, or reducing screen time upon waking, can make a profound difference in how we start our day. Beyond physical decluttering, there is also the need to simplify our thoughts. The Buddha often spoke of the restless, wandering mind constantly chasing after desires and worries. By incorporating mindfulness into our mornings, we create a sense of spaciousness within, allowing us to approach the day with a calm and centered mind. One way to achieve this is through the practice of mindful breathing upon waking. Before reaching for the phone or rushing into daily tasks, taking a few moments to focus on the breath can create a sense of grounding and presence. This simple act serves as a reminder that, no matter how busy life may be, peace is always available in the present moment. Another valuable practice is setting daily intentions. Instead of being swept away by external demands, taking time to consciously choose how we wish to show up in the world allows us to live with greater intentionality. A simple intention such as, "I will approach today with patience and compassion," can serve as a guiding principle throughout the day. While visualization helps us envision the future we desire, simplicity helps us stay grounded in the present. Together, these practices create a balanced approach to life. Point 1 that honors both our aspirations and our present reality. They remind us that success is not solely about external achievements, but about cultivating a sense of inner harmony and alignment. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, these teachings of mindfulness, simplicity, and intention offer a timeless guide. Whether we are seeking to advance in our careers, improve our relationships, or simply find more joy in daily life, the combination of visualization and simplicity provides a foundation for sustainable growth and well-being. Ultimately, the path to success and clarity is not about adding more to our lives, but about refining and focusing on what truly matters. With each breath, each intention, and each conscious step, we have the opportunity to create a life of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. And as we simplify our mornings and align our intentions with reality, we open ourselves to the profound peace that arises from living in alignment with our deepest values. 11. Nature, reconnecting with your true essence and overcoming resistance and building consistency. There is a quiet wisdom that resides in nature. Point 1 that speaks to the heart without words, offering solace and clarity to those who take the time to listen. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, we often find ourselves disconnected from the natural world, trapped in an endless cycle of obligations, digital distractions, and the relentless pursuit of success. Yet, deep within, there remains an intrinsic longing to return to something simpler, something more profound. The Buddha, who spent much of his life in the serenity of forests and under the shade of trees, often reminded his disciples that the path to true understanding begins with stillness and deep observation. Nature has a unique way of reminding us of life's impermanence, trees shedding their leaves with grace, rivers flowing tirelessly yet never remaining the same, and mountains standing resilient against the winds of change. In observing these cycles, we are gently reminded of the Buddhist teaching of anicca, the law of impermanence. Everything in life is in a constant state of flux, and resisting this truth only leads to suffering. But in accepting it, we find peace and liberation. Imagine standing by a quiet lake in the early morning, the mist rising gently above the water's surface. In that moment, the mind, usually cluttered with worries and plans, begins to quiet down. The steady rhythm of your breath aligns with the gentle ripples of the water, and a sense of calmness washes over you. This is the power of nature. To bring us back to the present moment, to ground us in the now, where life truly unfolds. Throughout history, countless individuals have turned to nature for healing and self-discovery. Take, for instance, the story of a woman struggling with anxiety and burnout from years of corporate pressure. Seeking a change, she began taking morning walks in a nearby park, initially hesitant and unsure, but with each step, she found herself breathing deeper, noticing the intricate patterns of leaves, the soft murmur of the wind, and the quiet presence of the trees. Over time, these walks became a sanctuary, a daily ritual that restored her sense of clarity and balance. Incorporating nature into our morning routines does not require grand efforts. It can be as simple as stepping outside to feel the morning sun on your face, tending to a small garden, or even practicing a few mindful breaths while gazing out of a window at the sky. These small moments of connection can have profound effects on our mental and emotional well-being. Buddhist teachings emphasize the concept of samadhi, a state of concentrated awareness and tranquility. Nature, in its unassuming presence, provides the perfect environment to cultivate such awareness. However, as with any practice, resistance often arises. The human mind, conditioned by habits and comfort zones, finds countless reasons to avoid what is unfamiliar or challenging. We tell ourselves we are too busy, too tired, or that nature is too far away. This resistance is not unique to nature immersion. It appears in every aspect of personal growth, whether it is forming new habits, maintaining discipline, or stepping into the unknown. In Buddhist thought, resistance is often linked to the concept of dukkha or suffering, the discomfort that arises when we are faced with change. The mind clings to what is known, even if it no longer serves us. Overcoming this resistance requires mindfulness and self-compassion. Rather than battling against it, we can learn to observe it with curiosity, asking ourselves, what am I afraid of? What beliefs are holding me back from embracing this change? Building consistency in any practice, whether it is spending time in nature, meditating, or cultivating healthier habits, requires patience and gentle persistence. One useful approach is the Buddhist teaching of bhavana, which refers to gradual cultivation. Just as a tree does not grow overnight, our habits, too, require time to take root and flourish. Instead of striving for immediate transformation, we can take small, deliberate steps each day. Another important element in overcoming resistance is the power of community and accountability. In the Sangha, the Buddhist community, practitioners support one another on their spiritual paths, offering encouragement and guidance. In our modern lives, finding a supportive network, whether through friends, mentors, or online communities, can provide the motivation needed to stay consistent with our intentions. Consider the example of a young man who struggled with staying consistent in his meditation practice. Whenever he attempted to meditate alone, distractions and doubts would arise, leading him to abandon the practice. However, when he joined a local meditation group, the collective energy and shared commitment of others inspired him to continue. Over time, what once felt like a chore became a source of joy and strength. In the same way, incorporating nature into our routines or adopting new habits can become more sustainable when we find ways to share the experience. Whether it's joining a hiking group, participating in community gardening, or simply inviting a loved one to take a morning walk together, these connections reinforce our commitment and deepen our sense of belonging. It is also helpful to remind ourselves of our why, the deeper reason behind our desire to cultivate new habits or simplify our lives. Often, we are driven by a longing for greater peace, clarity, and fulfillment. By revisiting this intention regularly, especially during moments of resistance, we reconnect with our motivation and reaffirm our commitment. Another effective approach is to anticipate challenges and create practical solutions. If time constraints prevent you from spending extended periods in nature, find smaller ways to connect, such as incorporating natural elements into your home or office space. If self-doubt hinders your progress, practice gentle affirmations and remind yourself that progress, no matter how small, is still progress. In Buddhist practice, obstacles are not seen as failures but as opportunities for growth. Each moment of resistance offers a chance to deepen our understanding of ourselves. To cultivate patience, resilience, and compassion. When faced with setbacks, instead of giving up, we can practice upekkha or equanimity, approaching our journey with a balanced and accepting mindset. Ultimately, the path to transformation is not a linear one. There will be days when resistance feels overwhelming and progress seems distant. but by cultivating mindfulness, self-compassion, and a willingness to begin again, we create the conditions for lasting change. As we continue to reconnect with nature and simplify our lives, we may begin to notice a subtle shift, a greater sense of ease, a deeper connection to the present, and a growing appreciation for the beauty that surrounds us. In this simplicity, we rediscover our true essence, untouched by the chaos of the world, rooted in stillness and awareness. Through patience, practice, and gentle persistence, we align ourselves with the natural rhythm of life, one that flows with grace, adaptability, and a profound sense of peace. And in that alignment, we find that the answers we seek have been within us all along, waiting patiently to be remembered. 13. Creating your personalized morning routine and conclusion, your path to a mindful, successful life. The way we begin each morning holds the potential to shape the entire trajectory of our day. In the teachings of the Buddha, we are reminded that the present moment is the only moment we truly have control over. The past is but a memory, the future remains uncertain. Yet the now, this very moment, is where transformation begins. Our morning routines, therefore, offer a profound opportunity to set a mindful, intentional foundation for the rest of our day. Creating a personalized morning routine is not about rigid structures or following a perfect formula. Instead, it is about understanding ourselves deeply, recognizing our unique needs and aspirations, and aligning our actions with our highest intentions. In Buddhism, the concept of chanda, or wise intention, encourages us to approach our daily habits with clarity and purpose. Without a clear intention, even the most well-planned routines can become empty rituals. But when infused with mindfulness, each morning activity becomes an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Imagine waking up not with a sense of dread or hurried obligations, but with a quiet sense of purpose and calm. This shift begins with a conscious effort to design a morning routine that nurtures both the body and mind. It may start with something as simple as pausing before getting out of bed to take a deep breath and acknowledge the gift of a new day. In that brief moment, we cultivate gratitude, a core practice that, as Buddhist teachings suggest, dissolves dissatisfaction and brings contentment to the heart. But how do we design a morning routine that truly supports us? The Buddha often spoke of the middle way, avoiding extremes and finding a balanced path. Applying this wisdom to our daily lives means approaching our mornings with flexibility and kindness, rather than with perfectionism or self-criticism. A good starting point is to reflect on what truly matters to us. Are we seeking more clarity, more energy, a deeper connection with ourselves and others? With these intentions in mind, we can begin to shape a routine that reflects our values. Incorporating mindfulness practices such as meditation, breathwork, or gentle movement can serve as powerful anchors for the morning. Even a few moments of sitting in stillness, observing the breath, can bring a sense of inner stability amidst life's uncertainties. This practice aligns beautifully with the Buddhist principle of sati, or mindfulness, the gentle awareness of what is happening within and around us without attachment or aversion. Many people struggle with consistency when it comes to morning habits, feeling overwhelmed by the demands of life. However, Buddhist teachings remind us that transformation happens gradually, through small and consistent actions. In the same way that a drop of water can carve through stone over time, small, sustainable changes to our morning routine can lead to profound shifts in our well-being. Instead of attempting drastic changes overnight, we can start by introducing one mindful habit at a time, perhaps drinking a cup of tea with full attention, journaling our thoughts, or simply sitting in silence before the day begins. The process of developing a mindful morning routine also requires a deep understanding of anicca, or impermanence. No two mornings will ever be exactly the same, and that's perfectly okay. Some days may feel effortless, while others may require more patience and self-compassion. The key is to approach our mornings with an open heart, adapting as needed, and remembering that the true essence of mindfulness lies in our ability to be present, regardless of the circumstances. Personalizing a morning routine also involves simplifying and decluttering both our physical space and our mental landscape. The Buddha taught that attachment to excess, whether material possessions or mental clutter, leads to suffering. By embracing simplicity, we create space for what truly nourishes us. A decluttered environment allows the mind to feel more at ease, while a simplified routine reduces decision fatigue, making it easier to stay consistent. Stories of transformation abound when it comes to the power of mindful mornings. Take the example of an entrepreneur who once struggled with anxiety and overwhelming stress. By gradually incorporating mindfulness into his mornings, starting with just 5 minutes of meditation and setting clear intentions for the day, he experienced a profound shift in his ability to focus and respond to challenges with greater resilience. His journey, like many others, highlights the truth that meaningful change does not happen overnight, but through dedicated, compassionate effort. There will inevitably be days when we stray from our routine, when life's unpredictability disrupts our best-laid plans. In those moments, it is essential to practice metta, or loving kindness toward ourselves. Instead of falling into self-criticism, we can gently remind ourselves that each day is a new opportunity to begin again. This compassionate approach fosters resilience and ensures that our morning routine remains a source of support, not stress. Ultimately, designing a mindful morning routine is about more than productivity or efficiency. It is about cultivating a sense of inner harmony that carries through the rest of our day. It is about aligning our actions with the Eightfold Path, particularly the principles of right mindfulness and right effort, ensuring that we are moving toward greater awareness and well-being. As we reflect on the significance of morning habits, it becomes clear that they serve as the foundation for a meaningful and mindful life. Whether we are seeking greater peace, improved focus, or a deeper connection with ourselves and the world around us, our mornings provide the fertile ground in which these aspirations can take root. The Buddhist teachings encourage us to embrace the present moment fully, to approach each day with a beginner's mind, and to recognize the immense potential that lies within us. With patience, self-compassion, and dedication, our morning routines can become a sacred ritual, a time to nurture our souls, clarify our intentions, and step into the day with grace and purpose. So, as you consider your own journey, ask yourself, what small, mindful changes can I introduce into my mornings? How can I align my daily routine with the values I hold dear? And most importantly, how can I cultivate a sense of gentleness and gratitude for the precious gift of each new day? Through mindful mornings, we create a ripple effect. Point one that extends far beyond ourselves, touching the lives of those around us. And in the quiet, intentional moments of each dawn, we discover the profound truth that happiness and success are not found in the external, but cultivated from within. May you approach each morning with a heart full of gratitude, a mind grounded in clarity, and a spirit ever ready to embrace the beautiful unfolding of life. As we come to the end of this journey together, take a moment to reflect. How do you start your mornings? Are they filled with intention and peace, or do they feel chaotic and overwhelming? Remember, change begins with a single step. Buddhist teachings remind us that every morning offers a new opportunity to start fresh, to cultivate mindful habits that align with our highest aspirations. Whether it's practicing gratitude, engaging in meditation, or simply taking a few deep breaths before diving into the day, each small act contributes to a more peaceful, fulfilling life. So, here's a challenge for you. Tomorrow morning, try implementing just one of these habits. Perhaps a gratitude practice or a few minutes of mindful breathing. Notice how it makes you feel. And if you found value in this video, help us spread this message by clicking like, leaving a comment, and sharing it with someone who could benefit from a mindful start to their day. Your mornings hold the key to your success and well-being. Let's walk this path together, one mindful morning at a time. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay present, stay inspired.